Over to PHS, another member of that talented Parkersburg High School girls wrestling team has signed to wrestle at the next level. Anniya Powell has signed to wrestle at Fairmont State University. She will join her teammate Karma Hedges, who also recently signed with the Fighting Falcons, and be a part of the first women's wrestling team at Fairmont State. Powell, who won the 120-pound state championship in March, is excited for her next chapter as a Falcon.
The environment there, the coaches are great. The overall environment there is just very welcoming and feels homey. So to know that I'm having someone that I know up there is going to be refreshing, because not only am I going to a new environment, I'm getting a new team, but I get to keep practicing with my teammate that we push each other constantly to be better. So to be able to do that in college is honestly a great experience. So.